Hi guys, my name is Colin and this is Colin Talks Crypto. I'm going to give a quick update on my ETH Bitcoin trade because I have begun trading my Bitcoin back for ETH. I made this post about 4 days ago, but I realized that not everyone follows me on X. This is where I share everything very up to date, but I want to drop a quick video just so no one misses this message. Here's a big post I made on why I started to begin trading my Bitcoin back for Ethereum. And I'll scroll down here. You can pause and read it if you want, or again, just go on X and find this post and it'll be easy to read. I'll try to remember to put the link in the description below, December 6th. So now you have been informed. A lot of you wanted to know when I was going to start pulling the trigger, and I have started pulling the trigger several times, in fact. And there are several reasons why I've begun to do this. But I want to point out the fact that Ethereum Bitcoin, even though people thought it fully reversed, and maybe it has put in its final bottom, but maybe it's not. And maybe it's going to put in a double bottom. We don't know. But all we do know is that Ethereum BTC has not stopped making lower highs and lower lows. If you look at this image here, you'll see that each of these arrows represents a lower high. So that lower high structure was not broken recently, although it got closer. I feel like the momentum is burning out, and I think that we are very close to the bottom. And I think that it's most likely that this is the bottom that we experienced about a month ago. I think that's likely, but it's not a guarantee because we haven't broken this structure, and we're continuing to make lower highs and lower lows as well. So we have to see where this particular leg of the ETH BTC chart drops to. Is it going to make a new lower low, which I think would be surprising, but anything's possible, or is it going to make a higher low? And if it makes a higher low, then we have another clue of somewhat confirmation that this actually was the bottom. I would say at that point, if this makes a higher low, that's almost for sure. And one thing that I want to share is the Bitcoin dominance chart, because that very much correlates to the ETH BTC price. Since Ethereum is the second largest coin out there, it affects this chart the most. And I called this actually recently. I thought, you know what? We've seen this big leg down in Bitcoin dominance, but it looked like it had made a bunch of long wicks, long lower wicks. And I thought, you know what? It's probably going to bounce back up and at least retest the bottom of this channel, the underside of the channel. And that was when I had looked back at the previous Bitcoin dominance channel over here back in 2018 to 2020. And you'll notice that it broke out right here. But what did it do? It dropped a bit, kind of like it did right here. And then it reversed and it tested actually multiple times the underside of this channel. And so we really only had the first test of this channel from the underside. So, I mean, if it did the same thing, it would actually, theoretically, it could do this several more times, testing and rebouncing off the bottom of this channel, going as high as 58%, 59% perhaps. I don't think it's likely that it'll make a new high for Bitcoin dominance, but again, anything's possible. But at this point, that's my clue that it's time to begin reversing the trade, and I have done so. Like, the moment it broke down out of this channel was the biggest clue. Like, notice it didn't do that for years beforehand. And so it's clearly losing momentum. And whether or not we make another, bump up in the Bitcoin dominance, it's clear to me that the trend is changing and the momentum has been lost out of this Bitcoin dominance. So it's fair to begin rotating back into Ethereum with Bitcoin. And here is the Ethereum USD chart. And as I thought, all this overhead resistance, this line, this giant diagonal resistance line, this level here, all acts as a heavy amount of resistance that it is going to break through. I have no doubt whatsoever that Ethereum is actually going to break through this, probably in the near future. I would say probably January, February, after it drops a bit down here, corrects further. It's probably going to break through this and it's going to blast off. And we're going to go to new all-time highs for the first time this cycle for Ethereum, because notice that Bitcoin's making new all-time highs, but Ethereum has not yet done so. sort of a laggard in that sense, but that is what Bitcoin dominance means. It means that Bitcoin dominates. Therefore, Bitcoin made new all-time highs first and Ethereum has not. And that's exactly what that shows. So it makes sense. But it'll be nice to break the 4,800 barrier, which was the previous all-time high for Ethereum. And I think that, honestly, just to throw some numbers out there, this is not like anything scientific or anything, but I'm expecting a minimum of about 10K this cycle for Ethereum, which would be right here. But it would not surprise me anywhere between 10 and 20K. Like if things really get going and Bitcoin really starts moving, then Ethereum is going to start moving even more. And I think we could see as high as 20K for Ethereum. But minimum 10K target, just napkin math. And yeah, so I'll be looking to probably sell my Ethereum for USD somewhere in that range there, or sell it back for Bitcoin. It'll be whatever I feel like the part of the cycle I'm in. But probably when I start cashing out, I wouldn't hold Ethereum through another bear market. So I'm either going to sell it into Bitcoin or I'm going to sell it for cash. I wouldn't hold Ethereum because Ethereum will correct more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be the only token I would hold through any kind of a bear market. So that last chart was Ethereum priced in US dollars. And then here we have the chart, Ethereum BTC. And again, you see, this is zoomed way out. And you can see that here's those lower highs, those lower lows, and we're really just waiting for a confirmation of this trend change. So the first reason why I'm beginning to sell my Bitcoin back for Ethereum is that Bitcoin broke out of that channel that I showed you earlier. That's major clue number one. And then major clue number two is it made a lower high here. It got back into the channel and then it rejected and it's back out of the channel. It actually rejected off the channel underside on this daily candle right here, as you see. It went way below, came up. It still couldn't break back above the channel. This is a long-standing channel. If you look, this is like back 2 years. So the fact that it broke back down and it couldn't reclaim shows me that we likely have some more to go downside, some more dropping for ETH BTC. I'd say my minimum target expectation for ETH BTC to drop down to is about 0.0356, right around here. But I could see it going as far as even down here, 0.3365. Maybe it'll do a double bottom. But I think this range is pretty reasonable to expect. Something like in here is a great buy zone. And I think we will see at the minimum, the top of this range as an opportunity. So I have begun making my Ethereum buys once all this happened. So I made one here, I made one here, I made one here, and I'm not going to stop. Like I'm going to make another one here, I'll make another one here. I'll keep going on the way down because I feel like it's good enough. We've gone far enough down this massive descent. This is huge. This is a multi-year downtrend that accelerated. You're not going to get much more out of it. There's not much more juice to squeeze out of this lemon. And it's going to start turning into a gem. So it's going to turn from a lemon into a gem here. And that's where the flip trade is. Okay, guys, that's the video. Long enough. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. So you've been informed. I have begun the trade back. A lot of you have been wondering. Now you don't have to wonder. Have a great day.